Applied Differentiated Instruction Plan, Differentiating Informational Writing by Brittany Knowles. This is an overview of my educational context. I work in a second grade classroom in an inner city school district. I have 23 second grade students. Out of those 23, 100% are receiving free and reduced lunch. 5 out of 23 students receive special education services, and 6 out of 23 students receive English language support. Their reading levels range from level 2 to level 34. 12 of my students are reading at a kindergarten level, 7 are reading at a first grade level, and 4 are reading at a second grade level. So I have a wide range of learners in my classroom. So what is differentiation? Tomlinson stated that differentiation is a proactive, qualitative, rooted in assessment, taught through multiple approaches, student-centered, and organic. With this in mind, we need to think about the students who are in front of us each day in the classroom in order to plan for instruction. All students are different, and all students learn in different ways. My plan and rationale for differentiated instruction. I will be using a learner profile to evaluate my students' strengths, needs, and interests. Learner profiles will help me to understand what students need and what their interests are. This will help guide my instruction. I will also use a planning pyramid to look at the class in 3 sections. What all, most, and some students will do. This will help me to break apart what students will be learning and what they will be creating as a result of this lesson. To differentiate instruction for this unit, I plan to use the following: web maps to activate prior knowledge and create questions, graphic organizers to record facts and information, digital resources to appeal to the multiple intelligences, the gradual release model, conferencing, peer and self-assessments, and cross-curricular subjects to activate student engagement. For a pre-learning activity, students will be creating a web map. A web map is very similar to a KWL chart. In the middle of the map is a bigger circle. In that circle, students will put their animal's name. They will put things they already know about the animal on the outside. They will be investigating to find out facts and information about an animal of their choice. Through this process, I will activate their prior knowledge and think about what they already know. As a second pre-learning activity, students will create another web map. This one will be things they want to know. They will be conferencing with the teacher to create questions related to their animal's appearance, habitat, diet, activity, shelter, and more. These questions will be used when they begin their research. During their learning, they will be collecting facts from books and digital resources and recording this information on their graphic organizer. A graphic organizer is helpful for students because they can put facts and information in the correct spot on their organizer. This will help them when they come to the final product and to check and see if they met all the parts. During learning, they will be using these digital resources they will find on Google Classroom. Some of them are Epic, Safe Search Kids, Reading A to Z, and YouTube Kids. These websites are great for differentiation because they read to the students and they offer videos so the students can view them instead of having to read it on their own. As a post-learning reflective activity, students will be using a rubric to peer and self-assess their writing. If you compare the rubric to the graphic organizer, it has all of those pieces: appearance, habitat, food and drink, fact 1, 2, and 3, and an animal picture. I will use the teaching tool Gradual Release Model to show students how to edit their work, referring back to their graphic organizer, typed report, and comparing it all back to the rubric. Using a peer assessment, students will use Post-it notes to write meaningful feedback to each other. Differentiating content. To complete this unit, students will be given the choice to pick the animal they research. Choice aligns with their interests, specifically their motivation for learning. Think about it. Wouldn't you rather research something you're interested in than something that you're not? Differentiation of content involves including the curriculum ideas and materials that build upon current student interests and extend students' interests. We can learn all of their interests through planning pyramids and learner profiles. To differentiate the process, it will be different for every student in my room, depending on their reading levels, their learning styles, and their specific needs. Things I plan to use are leveled texts, graphic organizers, and online resources as I previously showed you. These will help the students to be engaged in their learning. As I said, the process is going to be different for each student. They might need more or less than others, but that's okay. It's their own journey. To differentiate the product, students will have the choice to decide how they want to represent their findings. Do they want to do a video, a poster, a written report, or maybe a typed report? If they choose to do a typed report, they will be typing into Google Docs. I provided a teacher model where the title is a shark, there's a picture, and the facts are underneath. If you look down at the bottom, this is the capability of voice typing. The students would go to Tools and then down to Voice Typing. This works as a microphone for their computer, and whatever they say, the computer will begin to type. So what strategies will I be using to differentiate instruction? I'm a strong believer in Howard Gardner's theory of the 8 multiple intelligences. Students will be using online resources to listen to videos of their animal and audio facts. This process will be different for all of my students. Some will be reading in books, some will be listening to facts, and others might be watching videos. I will also be using the gradual release model. I do, we do, you do. I will release responsibility to the students during many stages of this unit. I will teach them how to access facts online, type on Google Docs, and peer and self-assess. The goal of the gradual release model is to help students become independent learners. I will also be appealing to students' interests through science and choice. Students can make connections between text, ideas, other subjects, and the world around them. Critical thinking and collaborative conversations should occur during this learning time. Students will have many chances to turn and talk with buddies and compare the facts and information they found about their animals. Students will be the drivers of their own learning through choice, interactive websites, and conferencing. My future goals are to ask open-ended questions. It is important to ask higher-level questions because it encourages students to dig deeper and provide more meaningful, thoughtful responses. I also want to learn more about wait time. Wait time gives all students the opportunity to form ideas and participate in a discussion. Lastly, I'd like to learn more about differentiating digital learning. Some of the ways we can do that is by allowing students to access videos, post your main lesson in PowerPoint form rather than a narrative, and post a video lecture on YouTube. So in summary, from this informational writing unit, students will gain independence and take accountability for their learning. Education should be child-centered and based around the interests of the students. Meeting our students where they are is essential, and adapting our instruction to meet their needs is important. Thanks for watching.